So you are using Magic Lantern and you are a Mac user. You probably know MLV app, which is a great app that lets you use your MLV files, grade them, export them. If you like to use Resolve, for example, to edit and grade, you might find the exporting process a bit long. Yeah, it takes up some disk space. So is there another solution? Well, yes, there is. It's the MLVFS workflow. This is online, so I thought I would do this short video to explain you how I do it. So there's probably another way to do it. There are probably better ways to do it, but that's how I do it. So I just share it. If you have comments to do, you can comment under this video. If you want to use MLVFS workflow, what do you have to do? Well, you need to install some stuff. So you will need MacFuse. What is MacFuse? I let you read all this stuff, but basically it will allow you to use this workflow we are looking for. It will handle other file systems on a Mac. So you just download MacFuse, install it. I will already have done it, so I won't do it. It's if you are a Mac user, you know how to install stuff. That's the first step. Then you have to go to the Magic Lantern forum and look for Dane. You probably know Dane because he's been a huge developer for the community. But he also has developed this app called Switch that can do a lot of stuff. But what interests us now is the MLVFS workflow. So it's integrated in that app. So you also download it here and install it. Once you have installed Switch in your application folder, you just run it. It will open a first window, ask you in which folder you want to use, so where your MLV files are. So I have a folder here just for the test. You see here are 3 MLV files. You choose that folder and you will see that a terminal window opens with a bunch of options, and when you go in that folder you just point it, you see that it has created a new folder. Well, but it does do much more than that for now. So we go back to the terminal window. You see you have a lot of options where you can do great stuff. I must say I haven't tested them out because I don't use them, but what interests me is the MLVFS workflow. So you have to type in ML. It's case sensitive, so ML, just like I said, it's case sensitive, so ML. You have new options you can activate. I don't use them neither, but you can activate some stuff. I tried some dual ISO files, but had not much success, so it probably doesn't really work for the moment, or I do something wrong, I don't really know. But for dual ISO files, I still export them from MLV app as CineDNG, and yeah, well, so for standard files you can just now activate the MLVFS workflow. So you have to type in capital A, enter. Now you see some stuff happening. If it's the first time you run this, you probably will get a window to accept some preferences to let the Switch program access to the files. So you have to check this. I already have done it. It's only the first time. Afterwards it works. So, but let's go back to the folder. You see that here some stuff has changed. It has mounted. It's like if you have an external drive, you have here some shortcuts to the files. And if you go and you see that you have a bunch of DNG files. Your original storage is here, MLV, you see. So, okay, we have files running. So you leave switch running, and now you can start DaVinci. I will just quickly show you how I set up DaVinci, how it works for me. Again, there are a lot of ways to do it. This is the free version of DaVinci. I use the color manage, DaVinci Resolve Color Manage, color science, then I do custom. For the input, I use PHV D60. The timeline, I always use DaVinci Intermediate. For me, the aim here is to always have the most, the biggest gamut, and yeah, make the most out of the file we have. So the output color will be, I'm on a Mac, so it's Rec 709A. That's important also. And I limit the output to Rec 709. I put the input DRT to none. And that's it. So now we start. So I go to the folder I pointed with switch, where my files are, MLVFS workflow, and you see you have DNG files that are recognized. So you select them, import them, and I will just put them all in the timeline. So here is a bonus tip if you don't know how to do this, how to stretch out, because DaVinci doesn't know how to stretch it out from the metadata, so you have to go to the color window, put the width to three times. What I do also here is to de-zoom at 0.76, but that depends on the resolution you are shooting. So this was 5.2K, I think. But you see, here is the same. This shot was shot in 3K, if I remember correctly. You see here the resolutions of the different files. No, this was HD slow motion shot. So this one has to be stretched out, and yeah, you can also just copy what you did here. So Apple C, Alt V on that one, and you copy the zoom and the color correction. That's only for the stretch. You apply this, and so this one is also good. Now as you can see, you have the files. You can play them back. My computer is old, it's from 2010, so it's a bit slow, but if you activate here in playback render cache to smart, it will render out the files. So first time is jittery, but afterwards it's playing well. Afterwards you will have all your tools accessible to grade like you wish. So that's it. That's the MLVFS workflow. What you have to do now, if you just edit, grade like you want, you're finished, you save your project, you quit. I will just call it test. It already exists. Okay, I will just call it MLVFS. Just create DaVinci. And what you need to do at the end is to close everything nicely. So you go back to the terminal, and you see you have an option here that says eject MLVFS. So you just have to type in eject. You see here everything goes back to normal. So the MLV files are here back again. And this, if you want, you can just delete these files, but if you use it the next time, if they're already there, that doesn't matter. So yeah, if you just want to reopen the project, you just do what we did before. You activate the workflow again, and that's it.